What is going on, everybody? Welcome to week number 12, year number 4 preview video. If you have not done so, please hit that red button for subscribe or my logo on the bottom right hand corner if you never want to miss a single NCAA football upload.
It's getting out of the way early.
You're getting that out of the way early. Hit the notification bell. Do everything you have to do.
Okay.
But only if you're interested. So let's get this thing started here. Michael Logan for Denver Tech. Guys, we're going to be covering Denver Tech, Camu,
and me, Callan. Yum.
Yep, Red Robin.
I don't know why, it just flows together.
It does. You want to talk about Denver Tech here real quick?
Not really, but okay. Michael Logan, middle linebacker, looking at the number 1 in the entire class, and the number 1 athlete. We have Claude Gray, the number 1 running back, Gabe Hill. But you see they're a little bit behind the 8 ball here. Charles Dodds out of Arizona, going all in on him. And Maurice Brown out of Oatfield, Oregon. Props if you are from Oatfield, Oregon. Any of our followers out there, are you from Oatfield?
Quakers. Oh, I get it. I get it. Like the Ducks out of Oregon instead of like the Quackers, it's the Quakers.
That is a huge stretch. That's not what I'm going for. But Oatfield, I've never been to that town. I've heard very good things about it. Just kidding. I've never heard anything about it in my life. I really wonder where that is from. If anybody has any information on Oatfield, Oregon, I'd love to hear about it. It sounds like a very interesting town. Okay, Nathan Stevens.
Let's move on.
Sure thing. Nathan Stevens out of Palm Bay, Florida. This guy's been going back and forth. It's like ACU, Denver Tech, Socrates, Fort Low. Let's see if we have any. Break down the doors. We're going to break it down.
We're going to break it down.
Bust it. Bust it down.
Oh, yeah.
Socrates, Fort Low back in the mix for the rush. Guy Edwards, or Guy Edwards.
But they don't have any points on Socrates right now.
Yeah.
We're going to have to cut some people off this list.
Sure thing.
We can pull some off of Cody Morgan. Get that right back onto Socrates.
There you go. We're good right there. Brad Jones out of Mississippi. So this is what the board's looking like right now. I don't know what your opinion is on Denver Tech's board. I mean,
well,
I don't think it's probably not going to be as good as it has been in the past couple of years.
Well, that's the thing. Like, we've seen how this program has kind of not given us the same feel as they have had in the past. I don't know whether that's due to complacency, whether that's due to playing time. A lot of the freshmen are thinking like, well, this team's already stacked with the depth and I just want to play. But they're interesting, or they're intriguing a lot of the top prospects. Number 1 guys, number 2 guys in the country. So it's not like they're not even on the board for some of these guys. It's just a matter of like coming through in the clutch and finally getting that final push and getting it done. Let's talk about Kansas A&M, Brad Hall, the most generic name of all time. Going with 490 points down to Army. Come on, Brad.
He wants to run in a triple option offense.
I guess. But, okay. How many offensive linemen are taken in the draft by Army?
Maybe his family is like a military family, and they're like,
it could be.
You're going to be a disappointment to your family if you don't join the Army. That's, you got a lot of pressure to live up sometimes.
Yeah, it's very true. Let's talk about Frank Larson here. Ardmore's trying to get this guy, Frank Larson, 495 points down to the number 5 off outside linebacker. I almost said offensive linebacker.
Yeah, Frankie.
4-star athlete.
I'm liking it.
He's an athlete, but he's not an
Yeah, the custom
athlete.
recruit here, David Tomsha, that update out of Lawrence, Kansas. Right now, it's a dead heat between Ardmore and Camu.
Yes.
That'll be very interesting. If you guys remember, in the previous video, we talked about Camu's recruiting. Their offensive line next year needs some serious work in terms of the recruiting. So,
is that a factor in Tomsha's decision?
Could very well be. Orlando Austin right now, Utah State is leading. So we see right here, got some options here. Only visit left for Odessa State. So I don't know where Utah State's coming from, but they are appealing to Orlando Austin. We got to find a way to get him. And down the board a little ways here, we're going to skip Jason Jackson. Not sure if we're going to... we got three.
Three uses. I would do it. I would do it. I would use it on Junior Cash.
Can on Paul Campbell.
I would do it on Junior Cash for sure,
All
just
right.
because they need to have a plan after Jace Freeman. I know that they have some guys waiting in the wings there for maybe a couple of years, but they need a long-term guy. Junior Cash doesn't seem like he's going to be the type of player that's going to push the ball down the field or be a prolific passer. He's just going to kind of be that Buster Smith type. That's really
I think he could run the offense pretty well here.
Yep.
And then you see Obi Smith here. John Tucker lost a couple of these guys down a little ways, but still have some more offensive line options. So that's going to be their big deal. Try to get some of these offensive linemen.
Time for me, Callan.
And Griffin Rivers has locked them out. We're looking at his board here. We can't even bust down that door.
Can't do it.
Break it down.
Can't do it.
It's just not going to happen. And they still have a visit, so maybe we can get to that stage after the visit, because you have to be within a certain range, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's a stretch. Probably not going to happen. I don't think Griffin Rivers is looking there.
He's looking at Odessa. That came out of nowhere, it feels like.
Yeah, Odessa. Hey, drop off that bag of money, man. They know how to play this game. Okay, I'm just telling you. Claude Gray, Gabe Hill. You got Ed Small. This guy's a big deal. Want to get him out of Florida. He's still looking at UMass and Duke and Arizona. They have burned that visit, though. That's going to be a problem.
They've had some pretty good safeties coming out of McAllen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Namely one being Ty Underwood, who's currently on the Dolphins.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Blake Moody out of Hazard, Kentucky.
What's
How'd
out
you like
there?
to be from that city?
What's out there?
A lot of hazards.
Farming
road hazards, biohazards,
Farming hazards.
all sorts of hazards going on in Hazard, Kentucky, or is it Hazard? We don't know.
We don't know.
Nick Durbin out of Washington, Ohio, looking like he wants to go. It's really between him and Notre Dame and Ball State, so hopefully McAllen can get him.
It just seems so random. Here's Ball State.
Ball State, hey, we've seen them in recruiting last year. You remember Taiwan Davis? You remember that name?
I remember Taiwan Davis.
He was all over Ball State, man. Jeremy Allen out of Texas here. So I think McAllen really focusing on defense. They do want a big-time running back, though, to fill in for Andres Buckley when they get this machine rolling. We saw them struggle a little bit last week against Amarillo, but once they get the machine going,
Yep.
they want all these running backs just churning them out. Like Matt Dean, he can probably play running back. I'm just going to assume.
Stephen Beach.
Junior Cash, that kind of shifty guy. It says pocket passer, but he is kind of a scrambling type. Joe Austin's a 4-star out of Nebraska. And you
Not
think
related.
Nebraska State might be looking at him, but we're set at running back. We don't need anybody. Jack Danger out of Nebraska as well, custom recruit there. And then down the road, so you see I see some tight ends there. They want some blockers. Want some blocking tight ends.
It's top 25 time. Ardmore still in first place even after the close win against Uba. That was crazy. We easily could have lost that game. Buster Smith was playing out of his mind.
Yeah, they really showed up in that one. They took it to you guys. Barely eked out a W there. You got Ohio State on your heels. That would be a pretty fun national title game. Ardmore versus Ohio State. But what would be even more fun is if you played Marshall, who was getting 3 first-place votes. I would love that if Ardmore's national championship season had a gigantic asterisk next to it. That would be great.
Just trolling. You're just trolling. You're just trolling.
Maybe I am.
You know what's brutal is that I was watching the older dynasties that we did. Daytona State had to play Marshall.
Yeah, I remember that.
in some in bowl games.
I remember.
It's all the time. I can't get away from them.
Yeah. Hey, don't sleep on Denver Tech. They are hanging on. Here at number 5, they are well in the thick of the national title race. Like, you cannot count this team out. They're looking good enough to do it. They had the one slip up against Ardmore on the road. But, they should have the fast track to win the Big 12 West, but they got to win out to get in there. ACU even hanging at number 7. The problem is they're 2 games behind Ardmore in conference play.
Yep, so it doesn't look like ACU has much of a pathway to winning the Big 12 East. And the big thing though is that they really needed Uba to take us out. They were probably sitting at home hoping and praying that Uba handed us a loss. Now they're looking at McAllen possibly Little Rock to hand us both losses, 2 losses, and then after that it's Shreveport. So
Right.
really, it comes down to these next 2 weeks for ACU. They're going to have to do what they need to do to win, and then they're going to need Ardmore to lose both games to even have a chance.
Right. Hey, and then, don't count us out, man. You got Nebraska State at number 10 right now. Although the problem is we have the teeth of the Big 12 West coming up here. We have a road game against Midland State. Then we play Denver Tech, and then we play this team, Amarillo.
Yikes.
Who, by the way, you see over there this week, they're playing Denver Tech. So that should be fun, too. A lot on the line for the Big 12 West. McAllen drops 6 spots to number 12. They're still hanging in there, but they're 3-2 in conference play. Oh, wow. Oh, man.
UO Lafayette's 7-0.
Oh, and they're 1-0 in the Sun Belt. So they beat a bunch of FCS teams.
Wow, weak.
But they beat Boise and Purdue.
So apparently that was good enough to say, oh, you want to get ranked.
You're number 18 in the country, Louisiana, the Ragin' Cajuns. That's going to do it for the top 25, but we have Little Rock getting some votes as well as Midland State's hanging on, getting a little bit of love there.
Heisman Watch time, and oh, looky, John Hicks is now in first place after having fallen out of the first place vote just a week ago. So obviously 457 yards through the air and 5 total is gonna impress some people. Maybe not so much the way that we want it, 44-42.
Yeah.
But I guess you're looking at that game and you're thinking, like, all the points and all the offense that was scored, how can he put the team on his back to win that game?
Yeah, I mean, the college football season, you know how it goes. It's a bunch of ups and downs, and you guys finished on an upswing there.
We've had
So
it.
you got the W.
We've had a lot of tough games the last few weeks, so that game, you could have put us on upset watch for sure.
Absolutely. And we have Alex Makovich here. Had the 3 touchdowns, 124. We saw him against Odessa State. But he, 21-56 right now. 18-3. Quarterback rating is up from last year. And the completion percentage as well. So,
He's on his way to outperforming last
yeah,
year.
you know, if he could stay healthy for the rest of the year, he might work himself back into this mix. But right now, I think Hicks is the clear front runner. And if Hicks does not get hurt, Ardmore keeps winning, I think this is Hicks Heisman right now. You also have Matthew Falcon out of Western Michigan.
Love it. A kid from Yipsy.
What is he doing? 11.25, 6.3 with 15 touche de bouche downs, 382 with the 3. Huh. Players of the week. Hey, there's Western again. Man, I want to see how these guys are actually doing. Like, they must be having a pretty successful season if they're getting some Heisman attention.
Yeah.
Players of the week, some national honors. John Hicks over there, the NCAA Player of the Week offensively at 457. And then we see right here, Wyrick Dysert had 2 picks.
2 picks.
Against the Shreve.
All right, conference standings time, guys. 9-0. Ardmore does not look like, in any type of scenario, that we're going to end up losing this division unless ACU somehow wins out and then we lose 2 straight games.
Yeah, the
Even
only
then
way,
there's a tie.
Only way is if you lost all 3 games, which I would say is very unlikely.
Right.
Or McAllen could force a 3-way tie. At that point, I would say ACU or McAllen would have the edge because you would be coming off 2 late losses. It's probably going to hurt your BCS rank, but...
All right, so let's go ahead and go to the Big 12 West.
Yeah, and right now it's looking pretty tight up there. You got Nebraska State, Gansu.
There's a lot of people talking about a Brothers Bowl for the Big 12 championship.
It's very possible. We have Amarillo here and Denver Tech right now, all at 4-1. Odessa, okay. You know, we talked about them as a sleeper. Still looking like a year away. I would say Midland State having a kind of a downer of a year at 5-4.
99 overall team, they're losing games.
Yeah, I thought that they would probably play a little bit better. I think Amarillo's really taken the thunder away from Midland this year. And then you got Camu at 1-5, 5 consecutive losses.
This is what they do. They did this last season. They lost 3 games in a row and then they won a bunch.
Yeah.
And now they're in a really weird spot where they've lost 5 in a row. So maybe they went out.
And 4 of those are by 10 or fewer.
Yeah, they're
so that's really where the hard
Yeah.
part comes in. They still have the wins over UCLA and Arkansas, so we know that this is a quality football team. Just have not gotten it done really in the clutch.
So some big weeks for a lot of teams. Let's take a look at the injury report. Marquise Duval, center, is questionable for this game. Hopefully he's able to come up in this game because they're going to need that presence up the middle.
Yeah.
Because that defensive line for Denver Tech is always good. Bollinger's going to need to be upright in order for them to win that game.
That's a big deal right there. Our more clean bill of health. Got Jason Anderson. Ooh. Big deal there. Nate Myrick, who can't catch an interception, is going to be out for 5 weeks with a broken fibula. Derek Wade, big part of the McAllen rushing game.
Yep.
And he has a collarbone that he sustained a couple weeks ago, so McAllen's going to need their number 2 guy or just Harkless and Buckley to really step up there. Rex Austin, I don't know if we talked about this, but he had a broken vertebrae.
That's going to really, really hurt his
NFL stock, because he missed all of last season with an ACL injury, so that's bad news. Dante LaBelle is officially out with a strained back. That's a 5-week injury right there.
It's looking like a lot of John Tavius Nichols and Corey Hargrove.
Could be.
Forward.
Yeah. Charlie Mueller, one of the senior captains on the Shreveport defense, is going to be out long term. And then Rob Jackson is going to miss 2 weeks.
Week 12 prediction time. McAllen against Ardmore. Let's talk about this game. 1v12.
Should be big. Yeah, you got 20 prospects coming, so better be big.
Yeah, and you know what's bad about that is that McAllen always gives us fits. Never, doesn't matter what year it is. The last 3 times we played them, they always play us close. They always play us really tough. And having 20 prospects visit, especially Fortlow and Tomsha being the most notable ones, we got to get our act together here. We got to score a lot of points. We got to do some good stuff. We got to stop McAllen and their offense. It's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be real tough. I don't. It's hard to pick. Rush defense. Number 3 versus number 4. Pass offense goes in the favor of us. But then we look at the rush.
Hey, just stop.
Stop.
Ardmore's gonna win.
Why would you say that?
Because every time we play McAllen, myself included, their offense is just stupid, and they don't do a very good job of moving the football. So I think that your defense is actually going to dominate McAllen. They're going to score way below their average points per game, and you're going to waltz into victory. No problemo.
All right, so you're picking Ardmore. I'll take Ardmore as well. Big game for Amarillo. Big game for both teams, actually, because Denver Tech wants to separate themselves from you in the Big 12 West.
This is the battle of the West right here, man. You got 2 of the top 3 teams going at it. Amarillo with the home field. And they do have the 24 prospects visiting, including Darnell Savage and Griffin Rivers.
That's a big one, man.
If you guys want Amarillo to take the next step, this game for the future of the program will be massive.
Yes, it will. I'm going to take Denver Tech, though. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to alter that pick, and I'm going to go to Denver Tech. I thought that I wanted to pick Amarillo, but I'm just going to go ahead and take Denver Tech in this one, only because I think Matkovich has a lot to prove here, trying to win a Heisman. The defense, the pass defense, especially at 109 for Amarillo, is susceptible. Denver Tech obviously has a lot of playmakers. We talked about Burns. We've talked about Scott Thomas. They've got weapons, man. I think Denver Tech's going to win this on the road.
I would lean towards Denver Tech. I don't know if I'm biased towards the history of the last 3 seasons, but I would think Denver Tech would win. However, I do think the home field for Amarillo will work in their favor. I think they'll keep it pretty close. It's going to be a spirited effort. Denver Tech's going to win.
ACU Odessa. This is kind of an ACU squad that, they took it to Shreveport. They took out all the frustrations that they've had on the season out on Shreve. Are they going to do the same thing against Odessa? A more formidable opponent? That's the question. Odessa only has 2 prospects coming in. Obviously, they want to win this game. You never want to just lay down to your opponent, but I think that Cameron Willis shows up. I think that A+ defense for ACU is not truly an A-plus defense. In the secondary, they've lost some people back there. It's tough because you would anticipate Cameron Willis is going to have a bounce back against Denver Tech. Like he was bad with those interceptions. He was bad.
Yeah. I'm going to take ACU.
I'll take ACU too.
I think they're too strong on defense. I think Cameron Willis is just going to run into a buzzsaw. I think Odessa State, they play a little bit weaker defenses. They can really take advantage of it. They play a top flight defense like ACU. And I don't think Odessa's defense is going to hold up. You see ACU with 531 total offense per game. That's money.
That's a lot.
They're going to hit that.
They're averaging 60 more yards. Oh my God.
They're going to hit that, and they are going to win. Little Rock at Shreveport. This is a game that's not getting a ton of fanfare here. But Shreveport really needs to win this game, and it will help their bowl chances here because their path to 6 victories, it's got to go through Little Rock. They have to win this game.
I agree with that assessment. I just think Little Rock is too good. They're going to move on to 7-3, and they've already cemented their bowl game eligibility. But I think that they're going to extend that out. And Gunnar Rivers pretty much is here's the deal with Gunnar Rivers. He's either playing for a senior transfer opportunity, or he's playing for his NFL prospects. So he wants to lay the hammer on a weaker Shreveport team, impress the coaches out there in the NFL, or if things don't go as planned, he's got to finish the season strong to hopefully try to, because there's talk that he's not going to be a Battle Hawk next season. I'm taking Little Rock.
Okay, this is an interesting game here. You see Nebraska State going on the road to Midland. We have really tormented the Mustangs over the years,
to say the least.
However, you're going to flip that script this year. Midland State now has the opportunity to mess with us and our championship aspirations. You see our numbers here. We're 65th in offense, 51st in defense.
You guys are solid.
We're okay. We are pulling these games out at the last minute. I don't know how we're doing it, but we're coming close. But we are finding ways to win. Is that going to hold up against a team as powerful as Midland State?
Well, we all know Dexter Whiteside is the type of quarterback who is a screw-up when it matters the most. Now, he didn't screw up last week. He was pretty good. When you want to talk about Midland State, sometimes you put them into the McAllen mold. Teams that find a way. Yeah, close. They're close, but they never really get it done. And I don't know. If history is any teacher, which it should be, you should take Nebraska State here because you guys just have a way, whenever you play the team, to find a way to win.
Yeah.
And Midland State is one of those teams that whenever they're live and in action, they do some weird stuff. I'm going to go with Nebraska State here because you guys are 8-1. You're a top 10 team against a 5-4 football team.
I'm going to agree. Give me Nebraska State. I trust myself. I think I am going to get it done. Maybe.
If you
possibly. Perhaps, sort of.
If you guys are taking anything else, if you're taking the opposite, that's something we should add into this. If you guys are taking the opposite of our picks, let us know in the comment section too. Like, why
if you want to be a little contrarian,
Mr.
Contrarian Pants.
Are you going to go with McAllen and Midland? And if you are, tell us why. Give us a prediction. That's going to be it, guys, for week number 12 preview. Make sure you go to the website, goldglovergaming.com, into the Picks Center for the NCAA Team Builder section, and go check out Heel Boy's picks for week number 12. He is currently in 4th place, only I think 2 or 3 points behind first place right now. So he's in there. He's right in the mix. And if you guys really want some expert advice on why he's picking the teams he is, he's not going to lead you astray. Believe me, I have messages and texts from him that say so. I'm not going to do it, man. I'm not going to do it. I want them to realize that, hey, I'm here to help. So, guys, he's there as a resource to make your picks and to push yourself over the top to claim a prize, a team builder prize for the end of the season. So just a reminder of what the heck you're playing for, since it's been a few weeks, it's been a few months. So see you guys on Saturday, 11 a.m. Keep it right here. We'll be going over week number 12 action. What games are we going to be showing, sir? We got Ardmore, McAllen, Nebraska State, Midland State. And then the last game that we're showing, Denver Tech and Amarillo, would be the game of the week.
Have to.
So we'll see you guys back here on Saturday. As always, peace.